Jack Vale. This is good.
Oh, Andrew. Oh.
Do I have one?
I want you to film. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hi, guys.
Oh my gosh, JStudios!
Oh, hey.
Hey, Justin.
Hi, sir.
Here, Jack, there's your name.
Oh, thank you. Wow, we have paper. You can take notes. It's like school, right?
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Greg.
How are you all today? It's, there's a bunny here. Everybody, there's a bunny in the back. This is very exciting. Yeah, there's a bunny over here. Welcome, everyone. Should we get started? We should probably get started.
Yeah.
This is the Pranks Done Right panel, which means we're going to focus on doing things the right way, and the fun way, and the positive way. My name is Benson at Mediocrefilms, and we're just going to go down the line and have everyone introduce themselves. Go.
I'm Justin from JStuStudios. I'm Andrew from JStuStudios.
I'm Jack Vale from JStuStudios.
And I put the stew in JStuStudios, and I'm Stuart.
I'm from Jack Vale Films on YouTube.
Stuart is our special surprise guest today.
Yes.
Welcome. All the way from Utah. So Stuart's from Utah, the JStu guys are from Colorado. Jack and I live here in Southern California. And let's talk about, first of all, what's it like to shoot pranks in Colorado and Utah? Because I gotta tell you, there's some challenges in LA. Everybody's very savvy when it comes to shooting. You get kicked out of a lot of places. It's hard to get people to sign release forms. Everyone's in the business. What's it like in Colorado and Utah?
No one's really in the business, so they're just really chill. Yeah. We usually do our pranks in like college libraries, so like college kids are more chill and we don't have to worry about anything. We don't have any release forms or anything, so.
Now, you don't have release forms, but do you ask, you know, your subjects? Do you say like, look, this is for a video, there's the camera, is it okay if we use you in the video? Do you do that?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So you get verbal releases.
Yeah, we get verbal releases. But we don't always keep them, we just kind of make like a mental note, like, they're okay.
So you don't keep that footage where they say, yeah, it's fine, you ought to do that. Someone changes their mind later, you have to have proof.
Well, from the 5 years we've been doing it, we haven't had a problem.
Well, that's good, that's lucky. Who has had a problem with that? Who has had a privacy claim for someone who's changed their mind and hasn't wanted to be on camera?
I have never actually. I have had one person that something came up, and then it was very strange because it was like a year and a half later, but then it ended up being a false claim. So I'm like JStu. I mean, there's really no problem.
Yeah. Jack, ever happened to you?
Yeah, I had it did happen to me one time where it was during the social media experiment where I stalked people and went out and found them on foot. And the guy was very, very cool. He was very happy to be on camera, but later he discovered the video and decided to file a claim. And it turned out to be a legitimate claim. And he happened, the sick thing is, everybody signed releases, actual written releases, except that guy, because I was out of releases. And he was the one. You're mad for me, aren't you?
That's so annoying.
No, it's annoying, but did you at least get a verbal release from him?
I didn't. I just got that whole good vibe of, oh yeah, that's great, that's funny. And then it was good, so I left kind of feeling like, he's cool, everything's good. And then he wasn't good, but he was good when I was able to contact him later and give him $50 to sign the release later, and he took the complaint back.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Yeah.
I had a problem twice, but both times I had verbal or written releases, so I was able to send that into YouTube and get the privacy complaint removed.
Did the verbal release work?
Yeah, because I have proof on video, because I do keep the footage in case they ever come back. But here's the other thing, is that YouTube now luckily has this blur function, at least for partners, so you can blur after the fact. If someone changes their mind later and says, I don't want to be in that video, oh yeah. Just go into the video editor on YouTube and you can actually pick someone's face. It'll automatically track it within the shot.
We tried to use that. We had a problem with that, but it was an old video, and we went in and we tried to do that, and it said this video has too many views, you cannot edit it anymore.
Really?
Yes. So we asked that.
I didn't know that was part of it.
How long ago did you try that? Like a couple years ago? Or?
This video that was the issue we filmed maybe 2 years ago. So
did you try?
It was in the compilation we did that. Oh yeah, it was a compilation video, like pranks from 2014 or something like that, and yeah, it just did not work. Interesting.
Great. Yeah, I have a quick question for Jeremy. Jeremy, how you doing?
Hey, good. How are you doing?
Good. Yes, Jack.
Greg, I have a question for you because that feature that you're talking about, isn't that, I tried to use that one time, and this was several months ago, this was probably a year ago in fact, but I tried to use that feature and it blurred the entire scene. It wouldn't let you zero in on one person's face.
You can draw a box. It's not a round circle, but it's a box you can draw around someone's face. And you can either have a static box, or you can have it track their face and their movement, and I found it actually to work really well.
Great.
Which is cool.
Is there a video we can go and look where that's done on your, is there a video? What? You guys think everything coming out is really a joke? I'm like, I'm asking this, we need proof. He's gonna see something funny. No, I wonder, is there a video that we can go and see where you've done that?
The funny thing is I had 2 videos like that, and I just decided last week to just take them down altogether because they were kind of dead videos anyway, so I had taken them down.
Makes sense.
But we'll get to questions in the last half, just so you guys know. You guys get your questions ready. We'll just talk for half an hour, and then you guys can ask questions. And we have a microphone that once we get to that point, you guys can line up on. YouTube also, if you have a contact at YouTube and you have, I think over 1 million subscribers, that's what you're saying. Can you guys get it down? YouTube has actually replaced videos for me if I haven't done any editing of the video but just blurred. And this was before they introduced the blur function. Thank you. Thank you guys. So let's talk about keeping pranks positive, because there's been a lot of negativity in pranks, especially over the past year or 2. How do you guys keep your videos positive? Anyone who wants to take it, go for it.
I will start. And we've discussed this a lot, sometimes just amongst us, but it really comes down to it's the type of person you are. And that is reflected in what you are. So if you're a positive person, the stuff you put out in the world will be positive. Taking notes. Yeah, that's. I think it starts there. Is first try and be a good person yourself. That's where I was at. Thank you very much.
nice to get that. Can we get just to show these other rooms who's boss? Can I count to 3 and you guys just cheer like crazy? Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. And the other room's jealous. Oh, now it's a competition. It's a competition. Can you do a huge poo on 3? A huge poo. 1, 2, 3.
Get off the stage!
I love it. You're gonna shush, you wanna do a shush? Let's see if we do a shush. 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is fun. Let's just do this for the next half hour. Ooh, yeah, farting noises. All right.
That's a pretty good one.
We did that. You guys have anything to add? Like, JStu, how about you guys? I mean, you try to keep your videos fun and positive without like insulting or making people angry, right?
Yeah, well, kind of like what Stuart said, it's like just who we are, but also, I remember like first starting out on YouTube and looking at all the other channels who were like really popular and who a lot of people like look up to, and I didn't think like they were really good role models for a lot of the people who watch them, because there are a lot of like younger demographics on YouTube who watch these people, and so we were just wanting to be one of the channels who people can come to and not worry about like censoring or having parents worry about what they watch, so we feel like that's really important, what we do.
You know, it's interesting, Justin, because you actually hit on something when you talk about popularity. Some of the most popular prank channels take a very negative spin, and they do things that are just meant to be sensationalistic or to cause violence or to cause fights. You know, they'll do things in the hood, they'll do things that just insult people, and unfortunately it works because those are some of the most viewed channels. How do you guys feel about that? I mean, because here we are, we're struggling to keep things positive and do things in a fun, positive way, and we're not really rewarded with the big views sometimes. Wow. Too deep for you?
Yeah.
Too deep for you?
It is a little, that's a little deep, yeah. Yeah, I think in the end, you have to think about it really from a long-term standpoint, because right now you might get a bunch of views for a negative video or doing something, you know, that is sensationalistic, like you said, but I mean, ultimately, it is about kind of the long term and being yourself and having fun with what you do, because essentially, because eventually, as you grow your channel, it becomes also a business, and you have to kind of figure out how to manage the fun alongside of the business. And I've been in situations where I just didn't film very much for like a month or something because I just felt like it's not fun for me right now, and I had to kind of get the fun back into it. It's fun to make people laugh. Isn't it fun to make people laugh? When somebody laughs at a joke or you're putting somebody in a good mood, it feels good. When you're pissing them off, then get off the stage, I think.
Yeah.
It's not, there's no point at that time, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. So you talk about then keeping the fun, especially if you've been doing this for a number of years. Let's just go down the line real quick and tell me how long your channels have been on YouTube. I've had 10 years.
I think we've been on for 5 years.
Okay.
And I've been on YouTube since 2013, so coming up on 4 years.
Okay.
13 and a half years.
No, you YouTube has been existed for 11.
I haven't. Yeah, it's 2007, so isn't that's about 13 years.
Yeah, you need to work on your math a little bit, Jack. That's all right. You know, pranking is your strong suit, math, not so much. All right, so after all of those years on YouTube, how do you keep fresh? How do you keep, you know, wanting to continue to do basically the same sort of thing? Or do you want to switch it up and do something totally different?
Well, we actually started by doing skits and like sketch comedy, and then that's when we did some public pranks, and then that got really popular, and that's why our fan base came. So we just kind of transitioned into that. But it is kind of hard to actually stay consistent with pranks. Like every week, me and Andrew and I have trouble like figuring out what we're going to do. So sometimes we just kind of like walk around and like go to stores and like try and figure it out. But pranking is hard, honestly. And I'm kind of glad like we do daily vlogs too, which has really helped. But I don't know, it's kind of hard, honestly.
A lot of people don't know. Oh yeah, of course it is. A lot of people don't realize how difficult it is to get out and shoot pranks, especially out in public places. It is difficult. It takes a lot of time. Sometimes it can be expensive. And sometimes you'll go out and you'll shoot all day and you'll only have maybe 3 good marks who gave you good reactions, and you don't know if they're going to want to like sign releases or give you permission or not.
Yeah. I would like to say that, you know, if you're starting a prank channel or just, you know, a comedy channel or whatever in general, be as versatile as you can. Some of Greg's funniest videos are sketches from back in the day, and then when you start getting into this pattern where you're releasing only a certain specific type of video, it can be very challenging after that to switch over to something else and give people a random sketch. I've tried that, it's very, very hard. Stuart's been really good at like having videos that aren't always a prank, it's just entertainment and you know, whatever. So I would say that for sure. That's definitely something that I kind of regret in a way, is I wish I could go back and kind of be a little bit more equal, because I just love entertaining people so much. I'd love to have more kind of pranks and, you know, a balance between that and sketches and other things.
Yeah, one thing I've seen is, it took me a while to figure this out, but pranks are basically a format of a show. Think about like if you're watching a show on television, and maybe it would start off with people inside the studio doing something like a vlog, you know, and then maybe there would be a sketch in that show, and maybe there would be a prank. So pranking is, in a sense, just a part of a show. So I've been trying to incorporate that, okay, I'm not just pranking, but it's part of a larger show that I can incorporate other things into.
I have a question for you guys in the audience as a whole. How many people here either have a prank channel or want to have a prank channel, by a show of hands? All right, so a few of you out there. I have another channel. Another question. Jeremy, how's it going? You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah, I got up kind of late this morning because late night last night.
Yeah?
Got here and I got things going underway now.
How much sleep did you get last night?
Oh, let's see.
Come on. We don't have that much time, Jeremy. Come on.
I'd say about 5 hours.
5 hours?
Yeah.
Not enough.
Not enough.
I think you need to get at least 6 hours.
Yeah.
Your brain needs that rest.
I need more water too, you know, because...
You need to drink water. It's really important. All right.
Would you like some water?
Do you want some water? You can come up, Jeremy. Come on up for a glass of water.
What?
Jeremy, let's give Jeremy a glass of water.
Yeah, I'm calling that picture there.
There you go, man.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's nice to see you. That's Jeremy, everybody.
Hey!
You see, we do interact with our fans.
Done right.
What else we want to talk about before we get to questions? How else are you guys feeling? What have you done lately that's made you really proud?
So a new principle or idea that I've been working on that I was actually told about yesterday, and this probably could, so there's a lot of problems sometimes that come with making videos, especially pranks, because sometimes the amount of energy that you put into it isn't rewarded with that amount of success, you know? But 12 hours of work and you have like 3 minutes well, maybe like 30 seconds of usable footage. And so sometimes that can be a huge daunting weight, because you're like, man, I'm gonna commit to 12 hours of work and might not get anything out of it. And so I that's kind of caused me to like not want to like do it. But yesterday I was like, I had this idea for this video I wanted to do, but I was like, it might not work. So I was like, you know what, just commit to 30 minutes. That's it. Commit to 30 minutes and see how it goes. That 30 minutes. And if it's working in 30 minutes, then you can continue to do it. If it's not, then decide not to do it. And I like that mentality a lot. And so people that are just maybe doing prank channels that require a lot of energy, or if you're just doing any type of content on YouTube and it's a daunting task, just try it for 30 minutes. Go out 30 minutes and then try it. Hey, this panel's going pretty good. 30 minutes, you know.
Yeah.
I was really considering that. We might have done it a little early.
What are you proud of?
That's a really good idea. I really like that. Setting that kind of limitation, I think, is a fantastic idea. And also, you know, just thinking about it from the standpoint of longevity. You want to think about it in the long-term sense. You know, like you may not get very many views, you may not get the reactions or the content that you want. But consistency is important, and think of it kind of from the standpoint of, I'm putting this out there. It could be literally that one. Look, our second channel is a vlog channel, and it's not. I'm not very consistent with it. I try to be. I'll be consistent for a month, and then I'll take a month off, and all this kind of stuff. So that makes it very difficult for any channel to grow. And I know that, but it's because I'm so busy with other things that I can't always commit to that. I remember uploading a video every day for like a few weeks, and I was averaging a few thousand views a video or something like that. And then one video got you know, a couple 100,000 views out of nowhere, and it didn't make any sense. It wasn't that different from a lot of the other videos. So it really is about keep doing what you're doing, keep being consistent, and think of it from that long-term, you know, standpoint. Because eventually, I think it's going to pay off.
So let's talk about, this is going to get a little more technical, but I think this really applies. The changes in the algorithms that YouTube has made recently do not favor short comedy videos. YouTube itself has an automatic algorithm that doesn't know us. It just looks at the metadata and the length of our videos and how long people watch it. And what it really favors are videos over 10 minutes. Especially if you have a 30-minute show, it's really going to favor those longer videos because they serve more ads, etc. And when it comes down to it, YouTube is not actually an entertainment website, it is an ad server. The whole idea is to make money off of ads for Google. So, because we make comedy videos, it's not really appropriate for us to make videos that are over 10 minutes. Have you guys seen declines in views in your channel over the past year? Has it been steady for you? Have you found any secrets that, any tricks that have helped you to stay relevant and keep your subscribers watching?
I'll say that one thing I've seen is, as I've been in talks with YouTube and other people, is really consistency. JStuStudios, perfect example of that. Like every Tuesday, right? Wednesdays. You guys have been very consistent, and that is what. Sometimes it's a long process, but like it's just that consistency of a consistent upload that proves to be successful. So pick a day and a time, and just do it like a system, like a machine.
I'd say a big thing on YouTube, like what you're saying, is like retention. This is what YouTube really looks at. So how are you going to keep an audience watching your video for the longest time? It's hard with pranks, but with vlog channel, I don't know, it's a confusing thing because YouTube is always changing. So it's kind of hard to even figure that stuff out. So you kind of just gotta do your thing and whatever makes you happy. You don't really worry too much about it. But
are your vlogs longer form? Do you usually go over 10 minutes on your vlogs?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's common for So, you know, there have been some really popular channels. Like, how many of you are familiar with Devin Supertramp? Oh, yes. It's a very, very popular, really, really cool channel, and they used to get 2 million views in the first week on all of their videos, and now, Devin was telling me yesterday, like, he'll get 200,000 views in the first week on his videos. And it's frustrating because, again, he makes really high-quality content, and those can't be long videos. And I know I've seen a dip in views on my channel because of this, and also because, as you say, Stuart, consistency is important. And I just, especially, my wife and I adopted a baby this year in January, so we I haven't been able to dedicate the time that I normally do to making videos because some things are more important. But you know, you do see that dip when that happens, and you're not consistent. That dip happens, and it's frustrating because you know you have subscribers who aren't even being notified about your videos. Yeah. You guys have sometimes subscribers contact you and say, "I don't want making videos anymore," and they missed your stuff.
Yeah, that's why.
Anybody say anything?
Yeah, I just think that's why, and it's all about innovation. I mean, we are all with pranksters and comedians, but sometimes we got to put on the hats of entrepreneur and business-minded, people. Like we are that person in a sense, and so it's learning and taking all this information. Like all the information is there, and sometimes I just don't want to believe it. I'm like, no, like. Tomorrow they're going to make an announcement. It's like, okay, YouTube now is going back to only featuring 3-minute video, and it's like, but all the stuff's there, the information's are there, the people that are putting into practice these principles are finding success. And so it's out there. It's just taking that leap to figure out a way of maybe making a longer video.
If you guys are interested in this kind of stuff, I don't know how many of you are familiar with tubefilter.com, but they have a lot of articles that come out about this sort of thing and just about the new media business in general. Some of it's really fascinating, and a couple of days ago they released an article written by the guys at the Frederator Network that really dissected YouTube's algorithm, kind of, you know, reverse engineered it, and it's pretty fascinating stuff. You learn a lot. Did you guys see that article? Two Filter also has a weekly, or every couple of days, they have this an email digest that they send you with their articles. It's pretty cool. Before we get on to questions, if you guys have your questions, feel free to start lining up. I just want to ask you guys, got any big plans? What's coming up? What are you excited about?
I feel like we have some good video ideas that we're really excited about, so we're just waiting till we're able to film them, get the props we need, the locations all set, and they're going to be super fun. So yeah, we're stoked about that. We have always been into acting, and so Andrew and I have been trying to pursue that more, just figuring all that out, the TV, expanding our horizons, so we're excited to pursue that more.
Yeah, the biggest thing, I'm just consistent. I'm gonna get back to being consistent and see what goes from there.
I think every one of us up here has had some incredible opportunities through the YouTube platform, and that's where it all kind of began and started. And it's incredible, like bizarre opportunities that are great that could not have happened anywhere else happen because we have this platform to show people what we can do. And it's just, you know, it's incredible. I do pranks, so unscripted, something that's unscripted. I do pranks, hidden camera pranks, mostly. And just made an incredible, how do I say this? I guess I'm not supposed to make an official announcement, but just an incredible opportunity came to me where we just sold a scripted show to a major network that had nothing to do with pranks whatsoever. And it all points back to creating an account on YouTube. So it's really incredible how this thing can grow, and that's probably, you know, the biggest thing that I'm excited about.
That's great, and that's Jack's second show. He had a really good show on the Home Shopping Network called Jack Vale Offline on HSN.
It was, the network was HLN.
Yeah, Home Shopping Network. And it was a good show. So congrats on 2 shows in a row, Jack. It's very exciting. And I did buy one of those cubic zirconia rings, which were really terrific.
No, that's a different network. That's we had a show last year on HLN.
Well, agree to disagree.
And we're can't agree to.
We're going to move on to questions. I ask kindly of all of you when you step up to the microphone, please remember that we're opening up to questions. So please do form your comment as a question, beginning with who, what, when, where, why. And try not to take too much time so we can get through as many questions as possible. Hello, sir. What's your name?
My name is Bob, and you just said I have a question. I want to make a real short comment. I'm a grandpa. My granddaughter had been watching these guys for a couple of years, and she came to me and she says, "Oh, these prank guys." And I said, "Oh no, you got to watch them. They're funny. They don't hurt people." And so you made a comment earlier about why I'm standing up here now is I think this is terrific. And what the comment is that I know you said something about you got to be true to yourselves. And that's the point. So what I'm afraid of is I don't want people getting caught up. You got to worry about how many viewers you have and get caught up in this cult of personality that you got to be a celebrity. And lose sight of that. So I'm here literally to urge you, please don't lose sight of what you're doing is fabulous, and I love it, and I think this is the direction that I want to see this whole medium moving. Okay, thanks.
Thanks.
I believe that is true because that's I think what it comes down to, what that person that you are, who are you, what are the content that you want to put out into the world and make that impact so that no one else can.
Hi.
Hi, my name's Jolyn, and I was wondering, have you guys ever done a prank that's actually like made you guys want to quit YouTube because you guys got so much hate after it? Yes.
I got punched during a prank one time. I got together with Roman Atwood and Dennis Rohde, and then the three of us went to Venice Beach to do a video that I thought would be kind of harmless and funny. I had all these little pieces of ham, and I was just gonna like pat people on the shoulder, leave a piece of ham on the And apparently people don't like when you put food on them. So instead of calling the video "You Got Hammed," which was the original plan, I called it "I Got Punched in the Throat." Which is fine, because it got 1 million or 2 million views just because I got punched. So if you want to see me get punched in the throat, that's what the video is called. It didn't make me want to quit, but it was not a good day for you guys.
We've never wanted to quit YouTube, but we've uploaded some videos that we had to probably take down because we're like, I don't know why we uploaded this.
Like, which one are you thinking?
The one where we asked people to donate things.
Donate what? Donate money? Yeah, that was.
That was a while ago.
Also, some sort of puppet video, just setting people on fire.
Yeah, it's just things we think are funny, and then we get a lot of dislikes. We're like, oh, we'll just upload it to our sex channel because they'll be a little more friendly. Because our prank channel audience is a little more like serious. They don't like everything our vlog channel is like.
But do you always notice a correlation between the number of dislikes and the number of views? Because I have some videos that have a lot of dislikes, but the views are through the roof.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay.